So here you see, here if you go home overview, here you see this scale is only one scale. Here you have 3 scales for you can switch BMA, start, potash. So select Stuckgips. So now that's the principle you have same. It's the totalizer. That's the actual amount. That's the set value. That's the actual load on the belt, so it looks like empty. Here you see, here you see the name of the material or of the scale. I change it to stucco. The fabrication number, that's very important. If you have some questions, let me know always this number. For me, it's very, because with this number I can find the documents and I know what it is. If you tell me it's stucco, it's stucco from where, from which company, from which, if you tell me this number, it's for me very easy. Here you can make a parameter printout, so push this button, then it's writing the parameters. And you can put on the stick right now, right here. So that's great. Should I go there? So you can save the parameters on the stick. So you see here the parameters, and I can write it on the stick. So that's it.
It means copy your parameter inside controller to USB?
Yeah, yes, to USB. Oh. No, here you can copy it only to USB, nothing else. So you can damage anything. Here is the actual mode, so now it's in panel mode. So panel mode means this is the panel, you can operate, start and stop from here. If it's in remote, then it's in automatic and you operate it from the TCS. But this is changing from the TCS is changing between remote and panel mode. So this code's ready, so there are at the moment no issues if it's green, and the yellow sign means there's only a warning. So you can, if you have a warning, you can push this button, you see, okay, scale is empty, min load, too less material on the scale, and drive stop. So I know there's no material on it's normal message. If, for example, the load cell is broken or the tacho, the speed sensor is damaged, you get the message, drive tacho fault, AD error, but all these kind of errors, doesn't matter if I explain you, it's almost scripted in the manual. The easiest way, take a picture and send it to me. Then I'll let you know what's happened. You can acknowledge these errors, but in this case, it comes back. If it's a red error, then it's a major fault, so it stops the line. Is it a yellow error? It doesn't stop, it's only a message. So that's the normal screen. Here's the tear button and the test button. It's similar to the other controllers. So for this, I show you tearing. You start the belt. So it's now running. And then I say tear. Would you really do it? Yes. So on this belt, we have a small metal strip inside the belt. So he knows exactly the position where it starts and stops. So now it's searching about, so it's waiting for the sync plate. So when it's coming, then it's counting the belt lengths, and then it starts with the tear. So now it's calculating the belt lengths. That's different to these 3 controllers outside. The 3 controllers outside only have an average tear, the average of the belt, and here he knows exact which segment is what's weighted which segment. So it's more accurate. It's necessary for stucco. So now it's tearing. For you, it doesn't matter. It's only the same button. What's behind is not. If you get the error, there's no sync mark recognized. That's very important. Then there's a sensor for the sync mark on the stucco.
Yeah, sensor.
It's a sensor, and then you must adjust the sensor. It's a big 30mm sensor. You must adjust it near to the belt. So tearing is finished. Test. Here you can select with test weight. Then you say, please, it's now same. Lay on test weight. Test is running. The last test was 0.0.
Yeah.
So
should be the switch. Put the test
yeah,
weight.
That's right. It's exactly the same procedure.
Yeah.
It's running. Then you get the result. you do it 3 times, and then you get the button for correction. So for material test, what you have done yesterday and the day before, you put material. So normally stopped. Yeah, okay, just a moment. First, home, auxiliary functions, it's important. So here you can activate the rotary valve. So you push this button for activate it. And then if you push now start, the rotary valve is also starting. Otherwise the rotary valve is not starting in the material mode. Okay. So I don't do it now because then we have material on. Yeah. So test. So first you activate the rotary valve, test with material, and now start. Nothing happened. It's counting. After 500 kilograms, you push stop, let everything run empty, make your checks. And then if you have more than 100 kg, you get here a button for correction. You push the correct button, then you get a second picture where you can put on, okay, it was in real 501 kilogram and then correct. Okay. But this is already described in the short manual. It's much easier to do this step by step. There you have also the right pictures. So the other pictures, home, text screen 1. Here you have again the 3 totalizers. This you can delete. B and C. It's a bit more comfortable here to set value. And here is the actual value in tons per hour, actual value in percent. The G load, the load on the belt, and here V, the velocity, the actual speed of the belt. In text screen 2, you have a bit different things. Here you have how the feeder works. If the feeder is almost for you interested, only the FF, is the FF almost at 50% or at 120. If it's on 120, then it's too less material flow, so then maybe something is blocked. Or it's almost on 50, then the rotary valve is does not cover. So the steel plates are broken because the material goes through and they can regulate it. Okay. In this case, you get also the message feeder out of limit. So it's too slow or too fast. Status screen, here you see the status. Here you see feeder in limits. Because it's now in 50%, but that's because it's not working. Set values, here you can change the value for in panel mode, the actual speed in manual in panel mode. If it's changed in remote, this is not working. I/O status, here you can see all the inputs and outputs, the load cell inputs in millivolts, tacho module, the actual frequency, and the sensor. DOs are all the signals what coming or not. Bus in, out, what is he sending, what did kukla send in each bit, and it's only for checking, mostly for startup. Parameters, if you go here in, you can change all parameters. Please, if you do something, let me know it before it's more. Sure. If there's a controller damaged, you have here the CPU. You can change the CPU very easily, put on a new one, connect it, and then you can say parameter list, load parameter from the stick. Okay. That's almost a problem with the sticks. I think it's damaged. Yeah. Okay. No. Okay, it's here. So I can. It's the last one is from yesterday. Okay. I took this. Say open. I'm just loading the parameters. No. The problem is, I think that my stick is damaged. Try another parameter. Yeah. The problem of my stick. Go back. I store one parameter set on the controller. Let's try this one. Because you can store the parameter. This is for save the parameters and this is for read the parameters. You can save the parameters on the panel and here on the stick. Now I save it on the panel. Let's try this because my stick is sticked. Okay. That's cool. So, okay. So now I have it. If it go parameter, load parameter from here. I took this, say open. Hopefully I don't have damage the panel now. Okay, now you see. Now you can check, is it really the stock grips with this rel number? If this is correct, you say enter. And then you can say, okay, accept the changes and send it to the controller. So you don't must put on all the parameters manually. You only use this parameter file and send it down to the controller. There's also a description in the manual how to do this step by step. If you have, you can leave, accept the changes, or discharge all the. If you don't, I'm not sure if I have done something wrong. You push this button and he's working with the old parameters. Okay, that's it. It's a lot, I know, but you have to play with them to know what's happening.
Thank you.
Can we switch it on here now? Or? Okay, because